Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Planescape Torment. So, we are
I'm
just
gone.
about to go through this door, which you first took to be a door in this archway is actually a painting. The artist has made use of the shadows of the overhanging arch and some subtle texturing effects to give the door the illusion of substance. Close your eyes, open the door. You close your eyes, reach for the door, and fumble around. To your surprise, you find a handle. With a slight tug, the door opens. A narrow passage leads into the building, and from within you can hear distant howling. Time to head on in. What? What happened to Farad? You see a slender tiefling girl standing with her back to you. You notice that both her hands and the upended table in front of her are smeared with a fresh coat of what appears to be pink paint. She seems oblivious to your approach. Greetings. At the sound of your voice, the girl turns her head to regard you. Her face is somewhat dirty and spattered with drops of pink, strikingly beautiful. She flashes you a wide, mischievous smile, then returns your attention to the makeshift canvas. I had some questions. The tiefling girl seems totally immersed in her artwork. She ignores you entirely. Leave the girl to her painting.
I'm gone.
Let's not steal anything yet.
Damn.
Hmm. Tiresias. You see an aging man dressed in tattered rags. As you draw nearer, you discover that he is missing both of his eyes. The scarred tissue of his eyelids has receded into his empty sockets, giving his features the macabre appearance of a decaying skull. Greetings. The old man turns in your general direction, his arms outstretched as if feeling for you. Darkness, who be in voice. The friend words I'll speak of you and call chaos. Speak the words of chaos and you'll call me friend? This jumbled up scramble speak really necessary? The old man cocks his head to one side, his sightless gaze fixed on empty space. Chaos of you are not. Not. Pot snot. Has everyone here lost their minds? Walk, not talk. Talk is complete. Completed to completion. He turns his back to you, apparently done with the conversation. Obvious is getting me nowhere. Farewell. Maybe I could find the password. Psst, over here. Sybil. You see a figure hidden amid the shadows in the corner of the room. As you draw near, a young woman steps out to reveal herself. She is dressed in a loose-fitting tunic, which, together with her short-cropped hair and slender frame, gives her a rather boyish appearance. I wouldn't go in there if I were you. She nods in the direction of the door on the south wall. Why? What's beyond the door? She winces at the sound of your voice, putting a finger to her lips to indicate silence. Pauses for a moment, then answers in a hushed voice. A whole mess of them howling lunatics, that's what. Looks like they're having some sort of gathering. Won't be able to get through to the alley until they clear out. Howling lunatics? Is there an echo in here? Yes, howling lunatics. They belong to the Starved Dog Barking Gang. Band of barmy Zausitek thugs that plague this part of the hive. Many of them are in there. I counted about a dozen of them. Of course, I was peeking through a crack in the door, so I could be off by a handful or so. Is there another way to get through to the alley? There may be another way to get past those animals without a fight. There is another door that leads in there. From what I was able to see, there are stacks of wooden crates along the same wall as the other door. It may be possible to sneak from that door, the exit on the other side of the room. There's only one problem. What would that be? The door's locked. I tried it. My guess is that the key is on one of the thugs upstairs. I'm not alcoved enough to go up there looking for it, though. She folds her arms across her chest and stares at you expectantly. The key is up there. I'll find it. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
If you do manage to live long enough to find the key, the door is in a room to the southeast. I'll be watching from the shadows. If you can unlock the door and make it out to the alley in one piece, I'll be right behind you. Farewell, then.
Damn.
What? Okay. Okay, that can be used to identify.
My jaw is hanging on by a thread. Would you
You need
give me a hand here?
Trench's folly. Die. I'm hurt. Don't let it end like
Fuck.
that. You have awakened.
Oh, whoop.
Aye, might as well.
Mm.
Hmm?
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Oh, God, there. Okay. I must say, Cutter, I'm impressed. I thought for sure those animals would chew you up good. Well, I guess I should thank you. Pauses for a moment, then reaches into her pouch and pulls forth a small green gemstone. Here, this one's on the dogs. See you around, Cutter. Farewell,
Updated my
Sybil.
journal. I'm gone.
Its massive iron gate is rusted shut. There's no way it'll open.
Done.
Dead Dabus. You see the dead body of a Dabus. The stench of its decay is overpowering, and from the looks of its rigid, unnatural posture, extreme rigor mortis has long since set in. Use your stories bones tell on the corpse. As you reach out with your power, there's a faint stirring in the air, and the Dabos' body blurs for a moment. You feel a strange, wrenching pain in your skull, as if someone is hammering on it, sharply, desperately. Try and focus. Your vision goes black for a moment, and the hammering pain fades until it sounds like it is coming from outside your skull. The darkness clears, and you hear the hammering sound coming from outside the building. The entire building seems hazy, somehow confused, as if you are seeing it through a mist. Keep focusing on the vision. The hammering dies, and you suddenly see a spectral vision of the Dabus entering the building. As it does, the windows and the doors become like water, suddenly sealing over the entrance the Dabus came through. The Dabus turns, pauses, and then begins a slow circuit of the room, examining the walls and hammering on each one once, as if testing it. Keep focusing. The Dabus completes its circuit of the room, then pauses by the door it once entered. It begins hammering, chipping away the stone, but with every blow, the wall repairs itself. Vision fades to black, and the hammering continues, first at a steady pace, then slower, then slower. Your vision clears as the hammering ends, and you are once again standing beside the corpse of the Dabus. It looks as if it withered away here, trapped in the building.
All right.
Hmm. Okay. This dark recess descends for a few feet before ending abruptly in a solid rock face. Hmm.
Done.
This dilapidated structure seems on the verge of collapse. Several boards have recently been nailed into place to reinforce the sagging building.
All right.
This is the place. I found you lying right where we stand. What? You stare in awe at the bizarre spectacle before you. What had appeared to be an ordinary, unremarkable brick wall now throbs and pulsates with movement. The wall expands with curious elasticity, heaving outward as if some unseen force were trying to push its way through the barrier from the other side. Slowly, the undulating mass begins to settle, its curves becoming more and more pronounced, and you find yourself at eye level with a stony caricature of a human face. What is that? I don't know. Anna stares at the face in disbelief, her hands nervously fingering her daggers. But I'm for leaving before we find out, aye? Not just yet. There is something. Suddenly, a strong breeze begins to blow around you, and the air is filled with an eerie sighing. The rushing wind grows stronger, and you can make out other sounds as well, the creaking of boards, the rustling of leaves, and the grinding of stone upon stone. After a few moments, the clamor ceases to be a cacophony of individual noises and begins to blend into one articulate sound. You can make out a voice that speaks softly yet seems to come from all around you at once. You? It cannot be you. Do you know me? The wind around you has stopped, but the voice is still somehow present. You are restored again? I saw you destroyed. Who are you? I am I. The voice is as expressionless as the stone face before you. What are you? I am I. The voice is as expressionless. Okay. Where am I? You stand on me, in me, the stones, mortar, the air, all me, undivided. You said you saw me destroyed? Where? I saw you destroyed here, in front of me. I see all within me. Do you know what happened to me? Things that cast no shadow were shadow. They rose around you, tore you down. Do you not remember? You concentrate on the strange voice composed of sounds around you. Somewhere in the deepest recesses of your mind, there is a brief glimmer of recollection. It feels as though there is something vaguely familiar about the sounds. Close your eyes and try to remember. Oh, those are the things that came for Farad. What are these things? Yes, you remember. The voice of the alley rings in your ears, scattering the images from your mind and returning you back to the present. Destroyed. As soon I shall be. I cannot delay division much longer. Pressure builds. Soon stones will crumble and the floating ones will repair me to destruction. You're dying? Pressure is too much. Too many places folded inside. Not enough space. Must divide. Divide? It must be in the way. What are you talking about? I think it's pregnant. Oh, freaky. So where are we technically standing right now? I really don't want to know the answer to that, Mort. The voice continues. Help me to divide, branch out, expand. New apertures will open. You may use them to travel to the lower ward. What do you need to divide? The floating one is upon me, repairing. It prevents me from dividing. I undo its repairs, but it returns again and again. Repairs anew. Must remove floating one. You want me to kill the Davos in the alley? Remove it. Only then can I divide. Very well, I'll remove the Davos for you.
Updated my journal. All right. Done.
Ma, 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 ma. Okay. You see a Davos that is dressed in long flowing robes and is floating slightly above the ground. Greetings. It turns to face you and a series of symbols appear on its head. Symbols have a slight glow about them and they just hover there. I just thought you should know that I discovered a body of a Davos in this alley. Davos cocks its head slightly to one side. A number of symbols stream above its head. You can't make out what it's saying. You do take note that the end of the message is punctuated by a brightly flashing question mark. It lies in the abandoned building not far from here. It looks as though it got trapped inside somehow. Davos stares at you briefly, then bows slightly and floats off in direction of the abandoned building. Farewell. It's a better way to go than me bludgeoning it to death.
Done.
As you approach the stone face, the various ambient sounds of the alley once again assault your ears, and through them the voice speaks. You have returned. I spoke with the Dabus. I told him about his dead brother, and then he left to
Updated
investigate.
my journal.
Yes, the floating one no longer repairs. It is now with the other. I have closed myself around it. It remains inside me forever. I see. Now that it is trapped, you can divide without interference, right? Still cannot divide. Too weak. Cannot undo floating one's repairs. Its changes must be reversed before I can divide. You must undo the floating one's repairs for me. How can I reverse the repairs? I'm no carpenter. Seek out the parts of me the floating one has changed. Reverse the changes. Undo the repairs. Must be exact, precise. Only then can I divide. Very well, I'll find and reverse the repairs for you. I'll probably need some tools. A hammer and a pry bar should do the trick.
Updated my feel journal. Stronger.
Okay. 2 places upon me. Must undo what floating one has changed. I cannot change them myself. Must conserve energy for division. You must make changes in the way of your kind.
All right.
Hmm.
All right.
Just to re-examine the structure more closely, it appears as if the Dabus was in the process of repairing this building. Several newer and sturdier boards have been nailed into place over the old ones. With the right tool, it may be possible to reverse the repairs. Okay.
If you keep bobbing about, Skull, I'm gonna mount you in the end of
Alright.
a pike.
Okay, I remember.
All right.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to rush through those guys then.
All right.
The
That's
fiendling.
what I get for getting into a scrape.
I'm hurt.
Encore, encore.
Shall we proceed? Done. I'm gone.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
I'm gone.
Okay, let's get some tools.
All right.
Can't afford to get caught off guard, Cutter. We sell only top of the line.
Here we are, Master. I think we can fit you out.
There we go. Come on.
Another trip to the mortuary.
Shall we proceed? All right.
Come on, move.
Done.
Use the pry bar to loosen the boards. One by one, you pry loose the fresh boards from the face of the building. As the last board comes free, the building emits a loud groan as its weight shifts unsteadily upon its now unsupported frame. Hmm. Ah, there it is. This rickety dwelling looks as though it has stood for centuries. Its wooden walls are weather-worn with age, and upper planks on this side of the structure appear to have been recently pried loose. Examine the structure. It appears as though the Davos was attempting to tear down this ancient structure. Several boards are loose upon the building's frame, their nails nearly pried all the way out. Use a hammer to nail the boards back into place. You hammer the boards neatly back into place. Taking a step back to examine your handiwork, you notice that, strangely enough, the building no longer appears quite as old as it did at first glance.
All right.
As you approach the stone face, the various ambient sounds of the alley once again assault your ears, and through them the voice speaks. You have returned. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I should have been capturing the cursor this whole time. As you approach the stone... Okay. I have reversed the repairs as you have asked. Yes, all is in order. I am grateful. Again, the wind begins to blow around you, this time with fierce intensity. The omnipresent sounds of the alley begin to increase in volume until the soft murmur of the voice is nearly drowned out by the ensuing racket. Now you must go. Division begins. The way is now open to you. Farewell, then.
Updated my journal.
Stoneface before you begins to transform once again, its mass shifting and rolling as you look on. The entire wall seems to melt before your eyes, exposing a narrow passageway beyond. The ground underfoot suddenly begins to rock violently, and the soft sighing of the wind intensifies to a more urgent, almost human-like moaning. You hear the sounds of crashing stone and snapping boards all around you as you dash into the passageway.
Updated my journal.
In knowing the teachings of Zerthamon, I have become stronger.
You there, sir. You look like you might be interested in some fine clothes. Is this the one? It's a skull, ain't it? That's what he wants. Grab it. Hey, let go, help. Wharton. You see a harmonium officer. He gives you a bored look as you approach. Greetings. Gives you a bored look. Greetings, citizen. Measure 3 Vorton at your service. Questions? Besides, I don't mean to be rude, but I am on duty and have no time for questions. He pauses. If you would like information, go talk to Ebb Creeknees. Where can I find him? Thinks for a moment. Last I heard, he pretty much set himself up in the smoldering corpse bar. You can find it somewhere down in the hive. Thank you. Farewell.
All right.
Sebastian. You see an older man in elegant robes. His bright eyes and a warm smile. He gives you a slight bow as you approach. Good day, Cutter. I am Sebastian. How may I serve you? Greetings. Greetings to you as well, Cutter. He stops in mid-sentence as he notices your scars. You see his eyes travel along them and his eyebrows arch in surprise. He returns his gaze to you. I was about to ask what I could do for you, but there is no need. I think I see why you came to me, Cutter. Wait, what? Are you trying to say you can help me with these scars? He smiles at you and shrugs his shoulders. Perhaps, Cutter. Perhaps. He leans forward and begins to examine your scars carefully. He runs a finger along several of them, mumbling to himself. Finally, he looks up at you. Yes, Cutter. I can help you. I cannot cure you, but I can alleviate the worst of your condition. And your price? Yes, the price. He begins stroking his chin and stares at you. You get the impression you are being weighed somehow. He seems to come to some sort of a decision. I have a job that I think you could perform. Go on. I have signed a contract with a certain creature. I am no longer able to fulfill the contract. It is beyond my abilities. However, the creature will not release me from the contract. Instead, it has threatened me with death unless I fulfill the contract. Let me guess, you want me to solve this problem for you? He sighs. Yes, I cannot do it myself. My reputation demands that I fulfill the contract or face the consequences. I am at your mercy in this regard. Will you help me? What kind of creature are we talking about? An Abishai named Grosuk, Cutter. He pauses to gauge your reaction. I know this is a difficult task, but one I think you can handle. Also, the reward I offer you is great. He gestures at your scars. What were you contracted to do? He shakes his head. I cannot reveal that information, Cutter. I am magically bound not to. That is why people come to me. They know that if I accept a contract, it will be handled with discretion. I see, an interesting proposal. He looks at you hopefully. Will you do it, Cutter? Yes, give me the
Updated
details.
my journal.
He smiles at you and gives a sigh of relief. Thank you, Cutter. The creature is an Abishine named Grosek. You'll need a magic weapon to cause it any harm, so check with some of the shops if you do not own one. A spellcaster can harm it as well. Grosek can be found to the east, beyond the siege tower. Siege tower? Yes, over beyond the market. Damn thing just appeared one day, several years back. No one knows why, and no one seems to be able to get inside it to find out. Fine. Farewell. Ah.
All right.
My lungs feel like a chimney.
A newborn alley is coming to being, allowing me access to other wards of Sigil. Should explore these new streets and see if I can find someone knowledgeable enough to help me decipher who I am. Alright, making it to the lower ward feels like an excellent place to stop. So that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. I don't know when exactly I'll be back, but I will be back eventually. So yeah, next time I'll be playing some Elden Ring. So I will see you all then. Until then, everyone have a good night and a good rest of your weekend. God. A good rest of your week. Alright. Thank you. Bye-bye.